Totally baseless.
Hey, it's Totally Baseless. My name's John, and this week we're lucky to have a guy who's dressing up as Gru for Halloween, but he might look more like Putin, I think. Dan, how you doing?
Always a pleasure.
Yes. Pleasure for yourself, I guess. And a guy who's going to dress up as an enlarged prostate this Halloween to spook all those middle-aged men. Dave, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, abnormally large.
That's a scary prostate. That's true. So let's keep up with the Halloween theme. And for our trivia question this week, now let's see who can guess the winner of this year's largest pumpkin. Came in with a pumpkin weighing how much?
Now, is this organic or a free range pumpkin?
GMO? Yeah.
Well, were there different divisions?
This is the Safeway World Championship Pumpkin Weigh-Off in Half Moon Bay, California. And some dude from Minnesota brought in the winner. First place.
Well, let me see all my previous pumpkin knowledge.
Yes.
Divided by
How much does a pumpkin weigh if it was going to win a competition?
319 pounds.
Okay, 319. What do you say, Dave?
Wow, I was only going to say like
I can tell you it's much higher than 319.
what?
Oh, well, just give it to him. Why don't you?
No,
I can't give you that clue. There's no prize for this, so don't worry.
I was gonna go way lower. I was gonna go like 50
Really?
pounds. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a pumpkin enthusiast.
Pumpkinologist. Yeah.
I'm gonna say 770. Yeah, 1 pound. 770 pounds.
You wouldn't have even cracked the top three pumpkins. The winner was a 2,560 pound pumpkin that horticulture teacher from Minnesota brought in. He also won the biggest pumpkin last year too, with a 2,350 pound pumpkin.
They're cheating somehow, right?
I don't know how you get it to be that big, but they need a crane to bring it in and weigh it.
That's like Cinderella size carriage, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
That's a big ass pumpkin.
That's an
There's probably like
extended
8
carriage.
dudes hiding inside the pumpkin. He's actually like a coyote and he's smuggling people in his pumpkin.
that's like a tiny house.
The world record is actually 2,703 pounds from a pumpkin in Italy in last year in 2021.
Wow, these people got nothing better to do.
That's,
It's a lot of pumpkin pie.
That's a lot of pie. That's a lot of pie.
Spicy meatball.
Hey, that's my pie.
All right. Well, let's get into the Halloween mystical world of Russian superstition. An article in the Daily Beast talks about the superstitions and mysticism that's apparently behind a lot of Putin's decision making and how he views himself, like many before him, as ordained by the spirit world or God or whatever other fairy tales they believe in.
Yeah, because nothing bad has ever happened when somebody said, God has ordained me to do this in the history of, right?
It's usually bad news.
I am going to follow the occult and claim that I have supernatural powers, and I am going to go conquer the world. All he needs is a little cheesy mustache there. Is history repeating itself?
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong when you follow that? Right?
First, I was like, is this a real article? And second, is the Daily Beast a real magazine? or is it like or is it like or is it like the National Enquirer? You know,
well, I have to tell you, this is totally baseless. So we're not very trustworthy in any case.
Yeah, if you're listening to a podcast called Totally Baseless, and we're getting our sources from the Daily Beast.
There's no complaints allowed.
Yeah.
You know, it's in the title. It's like, you know, if you listen to Queen and you don't know the lead singer's gay, You know, they're pretty much telling you in the title and the name.
Wait, what now? When did this happen?
Well, apparently, according to this article, there's a shaman warrior called Sasha Gabshev who's been struggling against some demonic entity. This is some of the spiritualism that's going on here that some say Putin kind of buys into.
Was he into reggae? Was he the Rasta
The
shaman?
voodoo
Yeah,
Rasta.
yeah, shaman from
This
that
was
other
a couple
article.
episodes ago. We talked about this.
Yeah,
The
Oh, that's my
Jamaican.
cousin.
yeah.
And we thought shamans were that was just BS in Russia. I guess not. I
Do you think like legitimate like shaman are like getting a little upset right about now? First there's like the voodoo guy, then there's like the January 6th guy, now this Russian guy.
Oh, right.
Can you say legitimate and shaman together
Yeah.
in the same sentence?
Illegitimate.
Like if you're a white dude and you're claiming to be a shaman, you're probably not a shaman.
Okay, I'm gonna go under the assumption that nobody is really a shaman. Some might be taken more seriously than others, but I don't think any of them are real. Because
Say what?
I thought
And
the
to all our
Exorcist was
shaman friends out there in the audience.
Yeah, we just lost the shaman audience.
oh man, come back.
Yeah. First you
You-
cost us the voodoo audience, and now
No, we've alienated the shaman. Great.
our ratings will go from 4 to 3.
I was gonna say, if in those 4 listeners, one of them the shaman.
This is my own personal podcast. It's all about me. No, I'm just beginning to think that maybe Putin like smoked way too much weed and was like playing Dungeons and Dragons at this point.
You know, I think he'd be doing things very, very much differently if that was the case.
I think he uses that as a crutch to do whatever he wants. My shaman said I got to kill at least 10 people, or else I will not be able to hold on to power.
It's not me, it's the shaman.
Yeah, it's like the nearest 10 people to him like start running.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boy,
he-
he's definitely not a completely rational actor like we hoped he would be. So
Once
Yeah.
again, any guy that takes a picture of riding a horse, wrestling bears, bare chested, not the most rational guy to begin with.
But did you? At least I didn't think that he would be seriously contemplating using a shaman as an advisor. I mean,
no, he doesn't have a shaman advisor,
But
but
the
there may
article-
be.
I seriously think this is what like science fiction movies are made out of. When the bad guy comes back from the dead and planning to take over the world with his, like Hellboy, basically.
Is this one
I
of those
expected
things
more
where
from my despots.
Exactly.
Is this one of those things where if he was winning the war or if he had won quickly, we'd be like, we have to get shamans, all the best shamans on our side, and we have to increase shaman research by 500% next year.
We would have an actual Bureau of Occult Studies or something.
A shaman arms race.
Yeah, the
The
federal
Shaman
Bureau-
Force,
Again,
starring Steve Carell.
that's right. All right, on to our next spooky story. A woman in Washington State barely escaped being killed by her husband when she crawled out of a shallow grave that he buried her in. So he apparently didn't finish the job. She had what they say were non-life-threatening injuries. And she said she could hear her husband walking around the hole and piling dirt on top of her. After she waited till it got dark, and then she crawled out and escaped, yelling, "My husband is trying to kill me." So it's pretty weird, scary story here for this I'm gonna call them an unhappy couple.
Two things here.
Yeah.
How did she escape with non-life-threatening injuries? And how was she put in the hole if she didn't have non-life-threatening injuries?
Like you just like gently nudged her into the hole and just
Yeah.
like, hey,
Oh, baby, get in, baby.
Okay.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Trust me. I'm like, don't you think you would have to at least kill her or mortally wound her to get her into that hole and then start covering her up?
Well,
with
to be fair to the husband, this is his first wife.
well,
He
well,
doesn't
okay,
have a lot of practice. you know.
okay. So by the second one, he'll know how to do it right.
Yes.
Practice
Yeah.
makes perfect.
bad. Either this guy's really bad at murder, Or she's got like some like superhuman powers.
Well, if they
Maybe.
run away, by definition, you're really bad at murder.
Well, I mean, how dumb is he that she got away, right? I mean, she's buried underneath and he's walking around on top of her, and then she wiggles her mouth and somehow frees herself. And this guy didn't catch on at all.
So you're complaining that she's still alive?
No, I'm glad that she's still alive. I'm complaining on the fact that this guy does not do a good job of what he set out to do.
So you have a
Poor
craftsmanship issue.
craftsmanship. And
Yeah.
that's a problem with.
Yeah, it's what's wrong with our society today, right? No one takes pride in their work. Oh well, live and learn. Next time I'll get it right.
Well, speaking of shoddy work, remove the plank from your own eye, Dave, before you.
Hey, I take pride in my work. When I work, I take pride in it. If I would have tried to kill my wife, I guarantee you she'd be. Well, never mind. I don't want to.
What?
I'm not
All
trying.
right. This part is staying in for sure.
This is taking a dark
This is
turn.
not. This is staying in, and she will hear this.
I don't need
I don't want to
evidence.
wind up on a different podcast.
You're alive.
True
Let's just
crime.
say it's because I love you.
Or it's because I'm a lazy SOB and I couldn't finish the work.
Yeah, because if I did do something, you wouldn't know about it.
That's when you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying in my theoretical scenario here. That's all I'm saying.
Theoretical, Your Honor. He said theoretical.
Yes, Your Honor.
I used air
Your
quotes,
Honor.
Your Honor. I wasn't
Yeah.
really. You couldn't see it because it was a podcast.
Yes.
But I
Is
used
it
air
bad-
quotes.
Is it bad if I plead the fifth?
Any evidence can be used and will be used against you. All right. Well, hopefully you do have some good Halloween costumes this year because you can get out this time. A little bit last year, and now we're pretty much past the COVID scare. But Japan is still coming up with new fun ideas for COVID tests. Saitama, which is just north of Tokyo, has a vending machine that sells COVID-19 tests. Maybe 2 years late, but okay, we'll take it. You apparently pay 3,500 yen. So with a strong dollar these days, that's around $30. And you get a PCR test kit that you can get a saliva sample and send and mail in, and they'll email you back your test results, all from the convenience of your local vending machine.
Can't we just get one, buy it at the store, and then do it at home and find out the results 15 minutes later?
That's not the
That's not the
that's not
PCR.
the Japanese way.
Oh,
Oh, it's
They
not
got it.
PCR. That's right.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's 2 years late, but leave it.
It's pointless though. You can do it from home and get the results in 15 minutes, and it's 90-something% accurate. So what's the
But I
point of
was
this
gonna
other
say,
than to
though,
waste people, other than to relieve people of $30? What's the point of this?
Well, considering the American healthcare system, would it took forever to get a freaking PCR test? The fact that you can go right to a vending machine.
Yeah. Obviously, you're not Japanese.
I don't
What's
get
the point of this raw fish?
I don't get
What's
it.
the
I mean,
point of this?
You
I'm like,
know,
What is this convenience you speak of?
if I want to go to a
Yeah.
vending machine and buy something, it's going to be like a Hostess Twinkie or something.
You are American. Well, you just kind of proved my point there. But
Forget
I
about
don't-
this
I mean,
life-saving test.
I'm gonna go to the pharmacy and get my life-saving test, like an American
yeah, you
should.
can. Well,
And
I mean,
hoard
this
them.
is the place that has umbrella vending machines. They have Pokemon vending machines. There's sake you can get out of a vending machine.
I think
I
they also
mean-
have adult-themed vending machines. So I
Adult
guess
theme. Yep. Ice cream.
sure. Ice cream, why
Medical
not?
masks with Hello Kitty. I mean, so if you're gonna draw the line at COVID-19 tests, well, there's already plenty more other stuff in there.
What a bunch of stupid jerks. Who would want that?
I'm just saying they're not going to get a lot of sales. That's all I'm saying. Well, some idiot's going to buy it eventually.
Some guy that thinks he might have COVID and doesn't want to wait to go to a lab and go to the pharmacy.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah,
could go to. I mean, by your logic, there should be no vending machines because, well, I would just go to a 7-Eleven and why would I wait to buy a Coke? Or
Well,
I mean,
well, $30 for a test that isn't as convenient because you got to mail it off or email it or whatever to get the results.
Yeah, let me email this.
Let me spit on the computer and email. No,
Computer, do I have COVID?
no, but you have to mail in your test to get the results back, right? And then they'll send you an email with the results. That's not it.
Yes, technically you were correct.
Yes, what I'm saying is that more convenient than just going to the store, getting yourself a test and doing it yourself in 15 minutes, you'll get the results. It may not be the whatever.
I do. Well, yeah, it may not be the PCR one but it's the higher quality. But yeah, well, that's the Japanese way. You know, they eat food with sticks too. So yeah.
Don't even get me started on sticks for
weirdos
forks.
with their culture.
Or chopsticks. Yeah.
Yeah, with chopsticks for utensils. Come on.
They should have tacos in vending machines. Is that what you're saying?
should.
You'd have
Well,
less of a
yeah.
problem with that, I gather.
Now, if
Street
you had a
taco,
burrito vending machine. Now
Oh
I'm all
man.
a street taco vending machine on the street. It's like meta.
in.
It's like little Russian nesting dolls. It's a street taco vending machine in the street.
Mind blown.
Make it happen, Japan.
Street squared. Yeah. All right, let's get on to something that's well, still pretty scary, keeping with our Halloween theme. Actually, this is also a little bit of an older thing, but I never really understood what was going on with Jewish space lasers. I mean, three things you didn't think you would hear outside of Spaceballs.
Or it sounds like a bad indie band name.
Yeah, I was always wondering, what is the story with that? Or why would somebody spread that? Or QAnon start this? So I was looking into it, and apparently there's a couple pieces to this. So this is in relation to the California wildfires in 2018, I think is when this first took off.
Yeah, the campfires.
And that the fires were supposed to burn away area so that Gavin Newsom and the Rothschilds and some company called Solaron could build the high-speed trains.
Yeah, I believe it was Jerry Brown, though.
It was
not Gavin Newsom.
Or whoever, the governor of California. And then I kind of lose things a little bit. There's space
Then it goes off the rails.
solar generators that this company Solaron supposedly had, but they've never launched any satellites. So they said that's not even
And they
possible.
they stopped that in 2015 or something like that.
Yeah, they never had anything.
We're missing the most important piece of this puzzle.
Yeah, there's a lot to this.
Which one of our favorite legislators
Oh yeah.
has been? Yep. Good old Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes, that
course.
is a key part of the story. She posted on Twitter several references to this, and that's how I think this got more prominence outside of the QAnon world.
Obviously, of course, she'd be the one that repeats it.
But isn't that like her go-to? It's the Jewish space lasers. Everything like the Jewish space lasers.
Well, everything's a conspiracy, right? And for some reason, when you get down to it, at the root of all these conspiracies, they're always anti-Semitic. That all goes back to
Well, you know what's in their head, yeah.
yeah. They killed Jesus. It's like, yeah, you forget about the actual guy that sentenced him to death was Pontius Pilate, right?
And the Romans said they're part of
A
it.
Roman.
Yeah, a Roman.
Yeah.
That's conveniently lost in the whole. It was the Jews that murdered Jesus.
Yeah. The Jews killed our Savior and all that. So yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's described herself as a Christian nationalist. So this is in keeping with her views, and she's not. This is not the scientific method, by the way, but she said that there are too many coincidences to ignore about the California wildfires, Governor Jerry Brown trying to get the high-speed rail done. There's a Rothschild, she says, on the board of PG&E. You put it all together, Jewish space lasers.
No, but Rothschilds is conspiracy gold.
Yeah, but
Since the 1800s.
But yeah, that's where they get the whole anti-Semitic part of
But-
it. Why would you throw that in there? They could have been space lasers, right?
Yeah, just
could
wacky
do-
space laser.
If there were really Jewish space lasers, wouldn't Marjorie Taylor Greene have been burned to a crisp by now?
They would have targeted the deep south, not Northern California.
Yeah. Wouldn't Mississippi really be burning?
Yeah.
It had to be Jewish space lasers, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, it couldn't
Yeah.
just be space lasers.
Let's see, California, we got the liberals. The high
They could have been liberal space lasers. Yeah.
It could have been liberal space lasers. Let's see, that's their boondoggle, big spending. We got the high-speed train in there.
Could have been like Jerry Brown space laser that he built himself.
Jerry Brown is like a pothead guy, so we'll throw him in there too. He's a target. Who are we missing here? The Rothschilds.
Yeah, let's
But
throw
it's
in the
almost
Rothschild.
like she's trying to like be cool with like all conspiracy buffs. So it's
Well,
like,
okay.
oh, how do I legitimize my?
Well,
like,
it gets more traction. You throw in a
Yeah,
Rothschild, right?
Yeah,
And
that
if-
does sound kind of cool, you know.
yeah, because if she doesn't say Rothschilds, then she just sounds like a doofus.
Hey, you know,
She
I
throws in
know a
Rothschild.
Rothschild. I hang out with the Rothschilds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because she threw in Rothschild, she doesn't sound like a doofus.
She wants to be a cool kid.
Yeah, not to other conspiracy theorists. So that's like the magic word, right?
Yeah, that's
Like
the,
you talk about some bands and you're like, okay, you're cool. Oh, you like the Smiths, you like Morrissey, you like Echo and the Bunnymen. Oh,
Ooh,
you're in,
oh,
right?
oh, it gives you bona fide.
Yeah.
It's a bona fide. It's the same thing.
I saw them before they had a record contract.
Exactly.
What, in 1978?
When it was just Echo and the Bunny Man.
Yeah. So that's kind of the pieces of this whole.
Well, you know, her husband has evidence on all this because, of course, everybody else in the world does not, but her husband has evidence.
Noted
of-
scientist.
Oh, did he say that?
About in this last debate that she had with what is it, Marcus Flowers? They're
Yeah.
debating, and he asks her who won the presidential election, and she's, well, Joe Biden's president, but he's all, that's not the question. Did Joe Biden win? And she's all, well, we know that there were a bunch of irregularities, and so he keeps pressing her. You've been perpetuating this big lie, and then she eventually got to the point. Well, you know, my husband has all this evidence.
Yeah.
And it's like, really, how many states, you know,
Lawsuits.
yeah, lawsuits were there. There were like 50 lawsuits or something, and nobody found anything wrong, but her
But
husband
he-
has the evidence.
Well, he also has a picture of Bigfoot.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
And
Yeah,
he was
here's
a
me writing the Loch
contractor
Ness Monster.
and a contractor on the space laser team.
This
Yeah. He
Yeah.
had pictures of what's really in Area 51.
Space lasers. That's where they keep it.
Yeah.
It's funny how people who are so angry and have all the evidence don't want to share any of the evidence.
Oh, you never believe me if I showed you the evidence.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yes, I would. That's why it's called evidence.
And it's always a friend of theirs. A friend of mine has the evidence.
He knows a
You don't
guy.
know him.
Yeah.
He lives 2 towns over.
Their cousin's mailman saw this a blue light shining from the sky.
Yeah. There's never an actual witness. There's always someone who knows someone.
The man who met Andy Griffith.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just beginning to think that maybe like Marjorie Taylor Greene was watching History of the World Part 1, and then she just woke up at the end with the Jews in space part, and she's like, I knew it.
Yeah.
That's part of this conspiracy theory is that there was blue beams of light that looked like lasers causing the wildfires in California. And yeah, of course, there's no video, there's no pictures. There's 300 billion cell phones in America, but nobody has a picture or video of this. Well, yeah, all of this doesn't seem to make us a more fact-based, evidence-based, science-based society. These kind of stories still go around.
It's weird how people will fall for them. I mean, it's like the more outlandish they get, the more they believe it.
Yeah. Like you give like a simple, reasonable explanation, like, no, that
That
can't
can't be it. That can't be it.
That's too easy.
No,
You know,
no.
Do you know what Occam's razor is?
Yes.
Exactly.
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Is he a terrorist?
But I
You sound like a terrorist.
Yeah.
But I do know what what were those drawings by that guy that would make those really intricate drawings of mechanical stuff that never worked, like
Rube Goldberg.
Rube Goldberg. There you go. That's basically a conspiracy theory. It's a
Yeah.
Rube Goldberg drawing.
It's an incredibly difficult thing to do
Yeah.
something simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the
Or you
exact
could
same
just
thing.
open the door yourself.
Ah, no.
Oh, no.
That would be too easy.
That's what the government wants you to do.
That would be too logical.
Yeah.
But here, take these 38,000 steps to get there, and maybe the door will open, or maybe it won't. You don't know.
Yeah. Like that one idiot that showed up because of the pizza gate. He showed up at that pizza place and shot it up. Like,
Yeah, what was that's another one. We'll have to get to that one too. I don't understand what the whole Pizzagate thing is either. It's kind of like this space like it just does make so little sense. I just don't
but
I just
people
don't get it.
Yeah, but people are, I guess, are living in their own little vacuum, or where they're only surrounded by people that spout these things, right? So eventually it starts sounding
To
true.
sink in.
Yeah, because everybody else that they hang out with or in their circle are all saying the same thing, that it must be true.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like
They're so willing to hate though, because all these conspiracies go back to like this
Yeah.
horrible
Right.
evil thing.
Somehow it's
But-
like well, let's throw the Jews in there too. Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's your anti-Semitic
Yeah.
view. That's nothing to do with reality.
because someone way back 2,000 years ago decided to pin
no,
to-
let's
to
not
pin
get
the-
there.
to pin the
Let's not
rap
go
on
there,
them.
Dave.
To pin the rap on them. They've been the butt of every conspiracy since.
Now, even though we don't want to go there, this does beg the question though. If the Jews really did control the world, why would they let everyone fuck with them for so long?
Yeah,
Right? At the end of the
Yeah.
day,
It's
if
all
your
part of their
argument-
master plans to catch everybody off guard. Eventually, right?
Like
We were
if it
just
were
letting
me,
you.
and I was in charge of the world, wouldn't I be living in the best place, right? And that,
Well,
and
yeah,
all
exactly.
your enemies would have no power
Yeah.
over you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All this bad stuff wouldn't keep happening to us if we really ruled the world.
but once again, the simplest answer, right? People like
Yeah.
all these morons go like, it's their conspiracy to trick us into thinking that they're not strong by letting them like, no,
Yeah,
just stop.
They want to catch us off guard is what they want to do.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna pounce.
It's a 2,000-year rope-a-dope.
Yeah. Bob and weave.
Yep. Well, yeah, there's no limit to the things that don't make sense about this. That's for sure. All right. Well, hope you guys have a good Halloween, a conspiracy-free Halloween. That's my wish to all of you out there.
That was Floyd. Scary stories. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Watch out for the mind goblins.
No.
Oh, this sucks. Oh.